The liberal reforms of the early 20th century in Britain were a response to the growing recognition of the severe effects of poverty on public health and social well-being, largely brought to light by the influential reports of social investigators Charles Booth and Seaborn Rowntree. These reforms were groundbreaking, as they marked the beginning of the modern welfare state and aimed to improve health by addressing the root causes of poverty. Charles Booth was a businessman and social reformer who conducted a comprehensive study of poverty in London during the late 19th century. His work was motivated by a desire to understand the true extent of poverty in the city and to challenge the prevailing notion that poverty was largely due to individual failings. Between 1886 and 1903, Booth and his team of researchers meticulously mapped out the socio-economic conditions of London's population, visiting homes and collecting data on income, employment, and living conditions. Booth's findings were shocking. He revealed that approximately 30% of London's population lived in poverty, defined as not having enough income to meet basic needs such as food, shelter, and clothing. His work demonstrated that poverty was widespread and deeply entrenched, particularly in urban areas, and that it was often the result of systemic factors such as low wages, unemployment, and inadequate housing, rather than personal irresponsibility. Inspired by Booth's work, Seaborn Rowntree, a social reformer and industrialist from York, conducted a similar investigation in his home city. In 1901, Rowntree published his report, Poverty, a Study of Town Life, which provided a detailed analysis of the living conditions of the working class in York. Rowntree introduced the concept of a poverty line, a minimum income level necessary to maintain physical health and efficiency. He found that nearly 28% of York's population lived below this poverty line, suffering from malnutrition, poor housing, and lack of access to healthcare. Rowntree's work was particularly influential because it demonstrated that poverty was not just a problem of the unemployed but also affected those in regular work who still could not earn enough to escape destitution. His study highlighted the direct link between poverty and poor health, showing that inadequate income led to poor nutrition, susceptibility to disease, and shorter life expectancy. The findings of Booth and Rowntree had a profound impact on public opinion and political thought, contributing to a growing awareness that poverty was a social issue requiring government intervention. This shift in understanding laid the groundwork for the liberal reforms introduced by the British government between 1906 and 1914. The liberal reforms aimed to tackle the root causes of poverty and, by extension, improve public health. Key measures included the introduction of old age pensions in 1908, the establishment of labor exchanges in 1909 to help the unemployed find work, and the National Insurance Act of 1911, which provided health insurance and unemployment benefits for workers. These reforms were based on the belief that poverty was not simply a personal failure but a social problem that required collective action. By addressing poverty directly, the liberal reforms had a significant impact on improving health outcomes. The old age pensions reduced destitution among the elderly, the introduction of free school meals and medical inspections for children improved child health, and the National Insurance Act provided workers with access to healthcare and income support during illness or unemployment. These measures helped to alleviate some of the worst effects of poverty, such as malnutrition and poor living conditions, which were major contributors to ill health. In conclusion, the work of Charles Booth and Seaborn Rowntree played a critical role in exposing the extent and causes of poverty in Britain, leading to the liberal reforms that sought to improve public health by tackling poverty. These reforms marked a significant shift in government policy, laying the foundation for the modern welfare state and demonstrating the importance of addressing social determinants of health in the pursuit of a healthier population.